It is week 8. Welcome to Across the Table, everybody, here on the SIBN. Greg Zeiden, John Fanta. Greg, last week, Wildcats go to Erie. They get a big win, and now they go to 6-1. They now will head to New York for an even longer road trip, double the time. But let's talk about that Erie Cathedral Prep win in which Mike LaManna took the starting reins. The Wildcats were short with a couple of guys, had a couple injuries last week, a little bit banged up, but in a way, kind of a week that you can get some guys in there, and Erie Cathedral Prep held them in the first quarter. It was a 7-7 tie at the end of the first, and an interesting game. Mike LaManna emerged, though, throughout the game.
Yeah, for LaManna and for the Wildcats offense in general, it was really a tale of two different games within the game. We saw LaManna, his first pass, nice 19-yard touchdown to Jake Mooney. After that, though, you saw he definitely showed some nerves. He was overthrowing a lot of receivers, missing some guys. But near the end of that second quarter, he orchestrated a really nice touchdown drive to give the Wildcats a 14-7 lead. And after that, as far as the Wildcat offense goes, everything just clicked. They were almost unstoppable after that point.
It goes to show you that in every one of these games, the Wildcats have been the better team as far as making adjustments go, Greg. Looking at that second half, that defense, just like the previous week against Glenville, they played so well. In this week, they just played excellently. Offense got opportunities, and they really fulfilled them. But let's talk about that defense. Week in, week out, they're just doing a great job.
Yeah, last week, they gave up one good drive to Erie Cathedral Prep. After that, nothing. Erie Cathedral Prep, their spread offense wasn't really able to move the ball. They didn't have very many big plays. Nothing they tried really worked. And that's a good sign because they did run an offense similar to what Menor runs, so you can see the Wildcats definitely learned from that Menor game and applied it to Cathedral Prep, who isn't as talented as Menor, but still a similar offense.
Yes, a very nice win going on the road on a Friday night, and getting the win, getting out there. They did a nice job, all ends of the ball in the second half. Coach Chuck Kyle was very pleased with his team. Now they go to Buffalo to take on St. Francis, and this is a team that, on the year is 4-2 in New York, but they are led by a star running back that will be heading to Boston College next year, Akil Lynch. He is very athletic, had 5 touchdowns last week as St. Francis had another win, but Lynch is really a star, and the Wildcats defense will be challenged.
Yeah, Lynch, you're going to hear his name a lot if you listen to our broadcast on Saturday. He's a big guy, about 6 feet, 200 pounds. He's very fast, very explosive. Last week, 381 rushing yards in their game, 5 touchdowns, and also had two of those touchdowns were runs of over 80 yards. So there's the explosiveness.
Now, like a lot of teams that the Wildcats have faced this year, they're another run-oriented offense, obviously, and the Wildcats have been just the team compared to last year. This year, they've stopped the run perfectly.
Yeah, it's really amazing after last year seeing the Wildcats defense struggle against the run, what they've done this year. And really, like you said, every single game this year, when the opponent was primarily a running offense, the Wildcats defense has shut them down. Menor with the passing offense posed a little bit more of a challenge, but Wildcats really have shut down every running game they've come across.
Back in the lineup this week, Rustin Corey, he will be practicing today. Eric Williams will also be back, and along with Ed Cleveland, nose tackle. Williams coming back. This is a week where I think Coach Chuck Kyle's going to be precautionary still. Probably only have him play, we'll see, about a half. But it'll be nice to see Eric again. He didn't want to go rusty into that game next week, a big game against St. Xavier. And what do you look for from Eric Williams in this game and that offense?
Well, after missing a week, you want to see him get in sync with his receivers again, get his timing down with the receivers. And really, this game's good preparation for the next 2 contests, which are against great defenses in Xavier and St. Ed's. So you really just look for him to get back to where he was before the injury.
It'll be all interesting to see the Wildcats take an over 3-hour road trip to New York Saturday night, 7 o'clock, with the Murphy Bergen pregame show at 6:45. Hope that you can join us, everybody. We've got every game for the Wildcats. We've got you covered. Next week on Across the Table, well, we have a little surprise for you, and we'll keep you surprised this week. But we'll be with you there Saturday night. We get to go on another road trip, 3.5 hours, getting back into the morning hours, and it's always fun. It's what football season is.
Well, it's a little tougher for the players than us, but it's still tough for us, I got to tell you, getting back that late.
We'll be there. 7 o'clock, Saturday night, Murphy Bergen pregame show, 6:45. See you then, everybody.